I want to show you how I kind of lay out the topper here. It's pretty basic, and I like having just basically no build in here because I can take all this stuff out and use it to haul things while I'm still, building stuff around my place. But also it makes it easy to set up. So what I've got up top here, a queen size bed, and I always try to face the west and face like really good views so I can watch the sunset. So last night, both Meadow and I were watching the sunset, ended up falling asleep a little bit on the bed, which was cool. And then for the bottom part here, just basically a chair. I've got Sierra's ashes right there, and then also really great picture of her, like one of the best days that she had before she passed. And that was at Prescott's Paws and Claws. Gave her the royal treatment. She had tons of treats. Got a total spa treatment as well, bathed and all that stuff, and with conditioner and everything. So it was a really good day for her. So then I put my Starlink over here. Usually have the other battery, the Apex 300 down here, which I'm doing a review on right now for Blue Eddy. But I like having this kind of low rider seat because when I'm sitting here, I can just look out, and then this is my view from inside the topper. And what's nice is this is a limo tent, and so the animals actually come up pretty close in the morning. Had it to where when I was over in Alpine, some elk and also some deer both came really close to the topper here. And then just cooking out on the tailgate like I don't really do. And really nice having all these windows up here, man. If you want to air this thing out, you can do it really fast. I do have a little bit of an issue with the solar panel, but I'm going to get in touch with Tune about that, get that squared away. It looks like it shorted out in one area and it melted part of the panel, and so therefore it's not working anymore. So either you have to get that replaced or get that refunded or something. But everything else going great with the camper. Absolutely love the vent. Now that it's getting a little bit warmer, we're going to head into higher elevation at the next campsite, and having that vent will help just to keep us nice and cool. But anyway, that's how I set up in here, and then it's real easy to break down. All I do is grab the e-bike. I move all this stuff over to this area over here, and then scoot the e-bike in this way, cock the tire a little bit, put it in here, and then stack all the stuff right here, and then we're out. Man, the river down here is hardly flowing. There's some water down in these pools, and you can tell it's moving a tad bit, but I mean, heck, this time, like last fall, it was insane. We came through here and it was just raging. So this is kind of crazy to see it like this. It's moving, but it's moving slow. All right, we just made it to our pull off. We went from 87 degrees to looks like 75 right here, and then where we're going to be at, we're going to have quite a bit of wind. Well, not quite a bit of wind, but we'll be exposed to wind. And I'm really hoping this site is open because this is a cool campsite, and it's right on the edge of this rim, and the views looking out are insane, and it's like the best place to film drone footage and all that stuff. And it's just a great place to hang out and just take in the views, because the views are just some of the best I've ever had from a dispersed campsite ever, from any campsite ever. You spend lots of time here with Sierra, so she's been in my mind a lot. Quite a bit lately, pretty much all the time, so I'm just missing that girl like crazy at the moment. I haven't been out here in years, and it's just as pretty as I remember it. This is a cool little meadow in here. There's a spring actually right there. Sometimes you'll come out here and there'll be a little bit of water standing right there, and then it flows down into this area down here. But some cool campsites back in here. There's more than just one of them, so if the one I'm thinking of is taken, then we got a choice of, like, let's say about 3 other ones that are pretty good too. Just went and checked out a site that I've looked at before in the past, but I've never actually camped there. But I'm thinking that might be the location, because today we're clocking in. Let's see, hang on, let me see. We got 74 degrees right out here on the rim, and it's supposed to be warmer tomorrow. And that site over there provides intermittent shade throughout the entire day because there's all those trees, and plus it's gorgeous. And I think it'd be cool to fly the drone around the rim out there and just kind of see what I could find, see if there's any cool caves or maybe even some cliff dwellings or something like that, because this area had a ton of Native American activity. But we're gonna go over here to this site, see what it looks like. If I remember correctly, it's a little bit more exposed, and so if that's the case, then we're gonna jam back over to this other location and camp there. But we'll get some good views, get some good shots of this rim up here, because this location is insane. The site was taken, so we rolled back to the previous location that we checked out before we went over there to see if the ledge site was open. And this new site was pretty cool. The drive over there was really pretty. Went through a couple different washes. Everything's nice and green out here because the elevation's about 7,000 feet. And it's actually a little bit more than that. It's about 7,200 feet. So it's nice and cool temps, and they've been having some rain as of late, and also had decent snow this past year. And so all the terrain out there looks really sharp. So here's the new campsite. It was pretty chill for the first couple hours we were there, and then all of a sudden the wind just kicked up like crazy. But I love looking into this canyon. There's some springs that power those creeks that we were at in the previous video that start in this area. So really great spot, awesome lookout point, good privacy, and great views. What are you doing? You playing? What is it, girl? What you thinking? Alright, the wind was just way too much. It was getting over 50 miles an hour sustained, and then that evening it was 50 miles an hour as well that night that we stayed up on the secondary campsite. So I was like, man, I'm out of here. I'm just going to cruise back to my place and get some stuff done. And what I realized when I was out on the road is that I just love being out and being a nomad. And I've enjoyed my time here at the property. You know, when Sierra got sick, I had no problem shutting my life down for that time just to take care of her. And I knew the channel would suffer, and that's fine, because Sierra was more important to me than anything else. And so I made sure that I did right by her and got her, you know, sent off with as much love as I could possibly provide for her. And also just, it was great for her to have a place to chill out here and not have the rigors of living on the road, because it is kind of physically demanding. But, you know, when I got here, also my health was really bad. You know, I had that parasite and all the side effects from that, the lingering effects that took place after that parasite was eradicated from my body. It was just crazy. Like, I couldn't do anything. Physically, I was just wasted away. and I was 119 pounds and all that stuff, and it was just to the point to where I was exhausted and I had to get off the road just to get my health back. But now that my health is back and Meadow seems to really enjoy being on the road, I think that's what we're going to do. And I don't think, I know it's what we're going to do. I've got a few things to take care of here over the next month, and then we're just going to get back on the road. And it could be for a month or it could be for a couple years. I don't know. But I want to make a change because I feel complacent around here, and I don't like that. And I like being in new places, and I like to travel. I think it's a lot of fun. I've got a great truck to do it. And, you know, Meadow's really starting to come around. She did great on trail for the past couple hikes that we did when we were out doing some fly fishing and just hiking around the rim and stuff like that. And then she's also been pretty friendly towards people, because for a little while there was like maybe a 3 or 4 month gap, well, maybe longer than that, probably about 6 months, to where she would get really aggressive towards anybody that came by and just barking like crazy and all that stuff. And it was concerning, because I was like, well, I don't want to be out camping if she's just crazy nonstop. But she's doing a lot better now, and so I think we'll be good on the road. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to reflock the chickens to a different flock, and I've got a few calls out to friends that have chickens in the area to see if they want to incorporate mine into their flock. Great egg layers. There's 9 chickens, so that would produce up to almost 45 eggs a week, and at the high end, a good production. And then also too, with just here, I've been submitting stuff to the county, and they're really tough to work with, and it's to the point to where I'm just like, I'm not gonna just put up some cookie cutter place here just so I can get it through code. I'd rather be able to build what I want, and if it's going to take time, that's fine. But if they're going to tell me no on everything, maybe what I look at doing is getting property somewhere else and building a permanent residence there, and then having this as just a touch and go spot, or a place to kind of land when I'm over in the Southwest. But I'm really disappointed with the county, and I think that unfortunately, with them being so difficult to work with, I've got some friends here in the neighborhood, so it took them 5 years to get their plans approved for their homes. And when I talked to the county the other day, they're like, "Oh, well, we have these predetermined, or these plans that we've already written up, and it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom plans, and you can just purchase them from us." I went and looked at them. They're the most cookie cutter. It looks like government housing. It's pathetic. And so there's no way on earth. And I told them, I go, why would I want to live out in the country and have like some cookie cutter home designed by people that aren't living out here, that just want to have control over everything? And I was like, it doesn't make any sense to me why you wouldn't want people to build what they want out here, because then the land value goes up, and then the property tax goes up, and you get more money. But their favorite word is no. And they actually, even a friend of mine that had his plans stamped by an engineer, they went through and marked it up. They did like 25 different markups on a 10-page plans that were submitted, and there's no need for them to be doing that. And I think what it is just unfortunately around here, the reputation of the county is not very good. So, with that being said, and then also too with my desire to get back on the road and kind of just, I want to go fish all the time like I used to. And so that's what we're going to do. Come July, we're out of here. We'll spend the rest of the month of May and then part of June here just getting things buttoned up. But once everything's ready to go, we're gone. And so those are the changes coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. I will get a little bit of the monsoon season with June, so we'll see how that works, and then maybe come back here in September. Usually September in here, if the monsoons are good, is a really fun month to be in Arizona. But other than that, I'm just going to be roaming around. I want to go hit the Eastern Sierras. I want to go fly fish out there. There's some places in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico I want to go hit up. So we're going to go back to our nomad ways and put all the projects here on hold for a couple years until we get this out of our system, because I just, when I'm back on the road, I just feel so much more alive than when I'm here. One thing I do love about being here, though, is the hot tub and then my nice comfy bed. So I'll be missing that when we're on the road. But overall, I think this is a good change, and I want it. I don't want to just be stationary in one spot. And, I think I was starting to get a little bit of the walls caving in on me, sort of feeling like responsibility kind of kicking in with chickens. And so that prompted me just to make this change. So I just want to give you all a heads up. For the next month and a half, we'll still do videos around here, and then after that, we'll be back on the road. So, all right, everybody, thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all are having a good start to the week, and we'll see you in the next video.